What is up, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in. This is the Matt Ramage Show, and I have the face behind Lambeau Leo with us. You know what I mean? The great meme slayer. And I forgot my phone somewhere. But anyways, I want to give a shout to Quick Trip, all right? So Quick Trip's giving away tickets to Brewers games, all right? So all you got to do is head over to the Quick Rewards app and figure out how to do that, because I had my phone over here. But every dollar you spend at Quick Trip becomes a point, and you can use those points to enter a sweepstakes to win tickets to a Brewers game. I had it all printed out on my phone, but it's over there. Every word I was supposed to say. But Quick Trip is trying to send you to a Brewers game, so be sure to check it out. Go to the Quick Rewards app. They have so many sweepstakes people don't even know about. They're just giving away stuff, but you can win tickets to a Brewers game. Every dollar you spend is a point. You can use those points to redeem it to get into the sweepstakes. You know what I mean? So shout out to Quick Trip sponsoring the show. Quick Trip, we love you. You know what I mean? You love Quick Trip, Lambeau Leo?
I miss Quick Trip. I do love Quick Trip. I do. I miss it. We'll get that later. But yeah, Quick Trip.
Yeah.
I love Quick Trip.
My first question for you is, what is your name?
My name is Ben Larson. That's the real name.
So, yeah. All right, because I'll feel weird calling you Lambeau Leo. You know what I mean?
That's good, man. You just call me Ben.
All right, what's up, Ben? I have another friend named Ben, the Green Bay guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
his
name's Ben as well. Yep, absolutely.
Him. So
yeah.
So you're from Wisconsin originally. You were telling me earlier.
Yep, born in Janesville. Lived there for a couple years till I was, like I said, my parents had to move, to they were auto workers, had to take a new job in northern Indiana. So I grew up in northern Indiana. My whole family's from Janesville, though. Most of them still live there. So I go up there when I can, try to get to Green Bay when I can. But like, I'm located in Maryland now, but my roots are in Wisconsin.
Janesville.
Absolutely. So
do you know Justin Spalding, like on social media?
It sounds familiar. I've come across.
He's a real estate guy. He's like buys and sells real estate. He's a good friend of mine. I went to a Packer game with him. Actually, I went to the last Packer game. Mike McCarthy was the Packers coach. That Cardinals game.
Oh, the Cardinals game.
I about lost a foot in that game. It was rainy. It was cold. That was a horrible game.
Oh, that was terrible.
But Justin, it was cool hanging out with him. Justin's the man.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's over there. He's like a quadrillionaire. He's like,
okay.
He's like Bill Gates in the making over there. I just like to stay friends with him. No, I'm just kidding. But Justin's good people. But so like you got like this huge collection, right?
I do.
Like, how did this start? Because that's first how I saw you, like Cindy's Cave, right?
Okay.
And
yeah.
So like, explain that. Like, how did this whole social media meme slaying begin? You know what I mean?
All right,
and I do want to give a shout out real quick to Tom Crabtree. You know what I mean? Because I'm representing. I usually don't wear jerseys like on an average Wednesday. It's game day type stuff. But I gotta pull it out.
Tom Crabtree's joke about the Bears being on Hard Knocks was, I don't know if you saw it, but it was legendary. It was, oh god, it was good. He's talking about like, oh yeah, most Hard Knocks episodes, you're like, you get this falsehood they're going to win a Super Bowl, and I'm glad like that the things can change this year with the Bears, because they just don't. They're not. Yeah, they suck, and they're always. It was good. It was good. Check it out. But it was. I was like, oh man, that's solid. But yeah, collection.
Where did he say that joke? Was that Twitter?
It was Twitter. X,
he kills it on Twitter.
Oh, dude, it was good. I saw
not as much anymore. I feel like
he's man.
I feel like he kind of stays away from it. Like he jumps in every now and again, but
no, I had seen it. I'd never seen it a tweet or whatever from him, and then I just saw somebody reposted it, and I thought, oh man,
dude, he's a Bears slayer. Tommy Crabtree, he's a Bears slayer. Like
that was good.
I don't think he's as active anymore on the social media, but so anyways, back to your story. Like, how did this all begin? Like, first of all, your man cave. Your
yeah. So my mom it was this Cindy, right? She started this, like, I've been a diehard Packers fan since I can remember, right? Since Tom Mikowski, like I was 7, 8, 9 years old, whatever. So she just started buying me, things every year for my birthday, for Christmas, like collectors items, jerseys. And then it just, for 30, I'm 42 now. So I do the math. Like, it's just been years and years and years. And then she passed away a few years ago. But so it kind of inspired me to put this all together, right? Like, she started this, and it's one of those epic collections, at least that I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I got some really cool stuff, some cool pieces. I love it. I still do it. Like, I'm still spending money on stuff. I just spent, $4,000 on a 1997 Reggie White game issue jersey that was signed. I'm like, I bid on it on eBay for like a month. I'm like, no, I'm getting this. I don't care. Like, it's mine. I'm having it. So this is the last piece for the wall over there. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm still doing it. So shout out to my mom. Like, she did it.
So your mom started it, even like the Facebook page. Like, she started all that.
Oh,
like,
no. Well,
like, you started. You were just showing it.
Yeah, I actually started just me, right? Like Ben Larson, and then I kind of combined it with my memes, right? Like, I love memes as much as I love collecting. You guys, like, obviously everyone that follows me knows that. I started making memes at my job and posting them on the cubes and stuff, cube walls, and it was like, man, these are funny. Like, keep making more. And I thought, all right. And I just started, like, a couple years ago. I'm like, oh, I can do it for football. Even better with football. Dude, it's easier. Like,
it's so fun.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's actually how I started doing social media. Or not. I had a Vine account first, like doing the eye jokes or whatever, 6-second videos. But like, when I came back, it was all memes. I was Packers memes. Now there's another one that's not me, but I was Packers memes. I have like a specific logo that they can't copy, but because I see them all here stealing your stuff, right?
Oh,
you got beef with Packers memes, right?
You got to see what I commented with Packers memes, because they're like, "Oh, don't be mad because we shared your meme." I said, "You didn't share it, you stole it." So I made another one. Like, I made a meme of them stealing my memes, and I said, "Share this," and it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was the original Packers memes. I mean, I'm sure there was different other ones before me, but like I had a pretty good following doing Packers memes. Like,
that's Chris funny. Farley, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I was all in on a meme game, but it started to get boring to me. So then that's when I started doing like my own content. Like, the Green Bay guy was a big part of that. He was like, you should do a podcast, like whatever. So I started doing this stuff. But like, that's how I originally started doing. Memes are fun. Dude, like, so I'd be watching a game. So I'm like, you probably know this as a fellow meme maker. Like, it's bad luck. I feel like the Packers, like, I have made them lose a few times because I made a winning meme, and then at the end of the game they end up losing, and then so I don't do that no more. But I don't make a lot of memes anymore during the games because I'm usually live streaming. But
you can use mine because I'll wait until like I know like the Cowboys game in the playoffs. Like, oh man, I mean, that didn't take long, right? I'm like halftime, I'm making memes already.
one of my favorite memes I made is like when the Dez dropped it game.
Oh, 2014, yeah.
I was at my son's basketball tournament. It was a weekend or whatever, obviously, and it was a basketball tournament, and everyone was watching my phone because I was watching the Cowboys game. we were like cheering and stuff. All this, and they were like at a timeout. Everyone's like looking at us, but like everyone's huddled around me because I'm the only one with like who wanted to pay the amount of money to watch this game because I was so dedicated.
Yeah.
And then after the game, we're walking the parking lot. That's kind of when the drop happened and all that stuff. And then we were walking through the parking lot. Everyone's like, "Who won? What's the call? What's the call?" And I'm like yelling it out. And then Dez does that thing on his head where he's like crying, and I just screenshot my phone. I just could. It was funny. So I screenshot it, and then I wrote something stupid like, whatever. Dez is crying. So I didn't even remember what it was, but it got so big that meme got because it was like first. It was like screenshot,
that was
threw a couple words on it, threw it out there. But yeah, they did. Memes are fun. Like you can do anything with a meme. Like Chris Farley.
Yeah,
I know that you're all in on Leo, and I love Leo. There's a lot of material with Leo because he's done so many movies. But yeah, I think you do a great job with the memes though.
Hey, thanks, man. So the Leo thing all right. So I got to give a shout out to my brother, Grant Larson, who basically helped me make the logo, right? But my thing was like, I've always been a Leo fan. I've always been a Quentin Tarantino fan. Django Unchained was like, awesome movie. And then obviously like his meme that came out of it. And then, so I just thought, and then kind of putting this season together, right? Like, coming off Favre and then Rodgers, and then everybody kind of waiting for us to just fall on our faces as an organization, right? I'm like, this is perfect. I'm gonna use this is my, if I could have a facial expression after, even before the season, because I had a suspicion that Love was going to be good. Like we'd seen him in preseason, like we saw him with that Eagles game that he played in 2 years ago, where he came in and we were, Rodgers got hurt and we were down and he just started slinging it. I don't care what defense the Eagles were playing. He smoked them for 14 points like that. And we were right back in it. That was reminiscent to me of Rodgers coming in 2007 when Favre got hurt in Dallas, right? Like Rodgers came in and balled out and you're like, oh, okay. All right. So I'm like, you know what? This facial expression, this meme, is perfect for like, we're not done. We're going to continue to kick your butts and keep going. Like, I love it. That's kind of where I got the meme from. Like I said, my brother helped me put it together. So
I think it's a great thing. And we got a comment here from Wayne. He says, Lambeau Leo. So you are the real Lambeau Leo. I was wondering what you look like and not Leonardo DiCaprio.
He was commenting. Yeah. He said, so wait, that's not your real face?
Yeah, like I was half expecting like Leonardo DiCaprio to jump on this thing, and I wasn't sure which one I was gonna get.
I did like your gift. That was pretty good.
Hopefully not like Django Unchained. Hopefully more like Family Ties, Leo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Or Titanic. You can try to save the show from sinking. No, but Leonardo DiCaprio, like obviously he's a legend. I think I don't know, like top 5, like for sure, like Denzel. Like who would you put your top 5 actors? Let me just throw that out there. Put you on the spot real quick.
Oh man, that's you know what? Like obviously Leonardo DiCaprio. Man, top 5. Denzel's in there. Like I watch anything with Denzel. What's his face in the Barbie movie? Like I always watch. I didn't watch it just because he was in it. I can't think of his name.
In the what movie?
The Barbie movie. The Ken, who he played Ken. I can't even think of his name.
Yeah, I don't even know. Oh yeah, I don't even know.
Anyway, that dude. Man, I grew up watching like Brad Pitt, George Clooney. I don't know. Like I watch any with those guys, I guess.
Dude, like my top 5, like off the top of my head, like these aren't official. Like whenever I do top 5s, my memory's so bad I forget I did them. Even like with football and stuff. But I would say not in this order, but like Leo, Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Tom Hanks. I think I need one more. Like I don't even know.
I throw Tom Cruise in there just because.
Yeah, I think he's good. I don't really watch a lot of his movies, but like, dude, that thing with Tom Cruise and what's his face from the Meet the Fockers? I forget his name now.
Oh, Ben Stiller?
Yeah, Ben Stiller was
Stiller.
Like Tom Cruise's stunt double. They did a skit together. Remember that? That's probably one of the funniest pieces of video. And then also Tom Cruise in that movie when they're at war or whatever. It's a movie about a movie. It's not a movie. Anyways, but those are all good actors. But Ryan Gosling, we got a lot of Ryan Gosling, bro. We have a lot of Ryan Gosling. There you go.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Rubel.
He's the man.
Christy says Ryan Rubel. Christy and Ryan Rubel. All right. But anyways.
Nice.
So everyone who's not following, we're going to talk about some Packers right now, but everyone who's not following Lambeau Leo, check him out. He does some funny memes. Who knows what the future brings for you. I started as a memer. Maybe someday you'll have a podcast. I guarantee it'll be better than this.
So my brother's been pushing for it, and I said, maybe like I'll do a few first and see how get my feet wet. And I'm on your show, and
so far, so look, there you go. Tropic Thunder. That's the movie.
Tropic
Tom
Thunder.
Cruise did when he had the big
Tom
hands.
Cruise and Ben
and he was like, "I will rain a hellfire down on you," and he just yelled.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's like the greatest thing that's ever happened in the movie.
Oh, that movie's. Oh, there's a good segment on Joe Rogan. He's interviewing Robert Downey Jr. He's like, "All right, what if you did Tropic Thunder today?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, you could do it, but
it probably wouldn't."
He goes, "That was all Ben Stiller's idea. That whole movie was his idea. I'm not saying anything else."
Just throwing it all on him. That's a classic. But all right, so let's talk about the Green Bay Packers football. Let's talk about like you seem to hate the Bears quite a lot. So what is the team that you hate the most? What rival or what team do you see as a rival that you just can't stand?
Okay, so this has evolved throughout my life, right? First, it was Dallas. Back in the early 90s, mid 90s. Yeah. Man,
I know exactly how old you are now.
Growing up in northern Indiana, moved from Wisconsin, and everybody was a Cowboys fan back then, right? Like, okay, I get it. They're the Patriots of that day, right? They win the Super Bowl every year. They're in the NFC Championship, and they just beat the crap out of us in Dallas. Like, Favre could never win there. Like, man, I hated Dallas. I got so much crap at school every week, every day. You guys suck. I'm like, okay, you're in Indiana and you're a Cowboys fan, whatever. Anyway, and then as that kind of went through, like I was telling you earlier about growing up and going to the Silver Dome in Detroit and Pontiac, before the Ford Field days.
That was
nasty.
That was paper bag days.
It was. Well, no, that was near that Barry Sanders. So it was actually
but it was like right after that. I feel like it was when Barry Banks came out.
It was close. It was like that transition,
right
but they hated us, and nowadays it's like, then it was the kind of mid 2000s, right? Like the Vikings thing. Okay, I was living in Wisconsin when Favre went to Minnesota, when they signed him and Brad Shoulders picked him up in his private jet, whatever. That was disgusting. So, and I will tell you, I think it was karma, their dome collapsed because they signed Favre. I'm telling you, that was just the football god saying
that was football god like that ain't right.
No,
that ain't right.
I remember watching that. I was in the Navy in Virginia, and they put it on the television as their dome collapsed, and I was laughing my butt off. But anyway,
that was a good day.
I thought it was just
even meme wise, because I was memeing back then.
Oh,
that
I
was a good time.
Memeing back then because I had some good ones.
I was memeing. I was a memer.
So
I don't know if that's what it's called.
Yeah, hell yeah. So now it's like it's weird. The Vikings still sign our players. Like their fans don't really talk a lot, but they're the organization's like, we're just gonna sign everybody that Green Bay releases, whatever. It's just weird. I don't know. And then the Bears fans. So I took statistics when I was in college. I should do a project on this about how it's like an inverse correlation of the longer the Bears are irrelevant, the more trash their fans talk.
Dude, that's what it is.
It's weird.
Like they
it's like
they stand on business, as they say.
Yeah.
Like first of all, as far as the most hated teams for me, it's been the Bears since forever, and it's always going to be the Bears. People like the Bears ain't a rivalry because we win all the time.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful rivalry. Like if you have a rivalry like with your brother, you're playing basketball, you guys are rivals, you're trying to get at each other, maybe a year or two apart. If you win all the time, that's still a rivalry. You still care about it. I don't know that the players see the rivalry like I see the rivalry. I hate the Bears. And people are like, I want the Bears to be good because then it'll be a good rivalry again. I never want the Bears to beat the Packers again. All right. For the history of the world. And I know it's going to happen. The Bears are going to be, it's not like it's going to last forever. The streak's going to go forever. But I have been enjoying every moment of it. Dude, I do not want a tough division. People are like, we need competition. We need the rivalries to come. Like, no, we don't. I never want the Packers to ever lose to the Lions, Vikings, or Bears again.
No.
And I could add a few more teams. Like the Cowboys, like you said, in the 90s, I hate the Cowboys.
I
And
still
my
hate 'em,
Cowboy hatred is inside my bones. Like there's a few teams. The Bears hatred inside my bones. I don't have Lions hatred inside my bones because they haven't mattered most of my adult life.
They've been irrelevant, yeah. Like
They
Cowboys
suck.
for sure. Like
They
Cowboys
suck so bad.
Yeah, Cowboys, it was embedded and it's still there. And you see it, right? The NFL network and all the media, they parade the Cowboys every offseason up to it's like, oh, we're live here in California again at Cowboys camp, and Jerry Jones is picking his butt on the sideline. Like, you guys have them. Come on, really? Like,
so like over the history for me, it's like the Cowboys I hated for a while. There's so many teams. It's still the Niners. The Niners I hated way before it was cool to hate the Niners. I remember the Niners back in those Steve Young days. I didn't like him. He kept the Packers out of the playoffs a little bit, or at least knocked them out. They had some like that Owens game. Owens. Every time I hear, I want to take because and stab myself in the ear.
I know because Jerry Rice fumbled 2 plays before it, and Mike Pryor got the ball.
They don't ever show that play.
No, it's because it was
never. You can't find it.
Yeah, it was that 1 year hiatus where they decided we're not going to do replay. Like they did replay before and said, we're going to get rid of it this year.
Even when NFL Network, how many times have you seen like in social media where they show that Owens? I see it all the time, or just like it'll pop up on like some NFL Network, like collage of videos or whatever.
The cat,
you're just not even expecting it. You're trying to have a good evening. You're just chilling out, maybe having a beer, eating some popcorn with the wife. Next thing you know, you see Owens catching that ball. It irritates me, but they don't show the Jerry Rice fumble. You have to look for it. You have to search for it. So that's
I did respect that sort of like I did respect that kind of basically that game, or that rivalry back then. It was a good anymore because one of my favorite pictures I got in my collection is Favre and Young after the '97 NFC Championship, where Favre, give him a hug and hey man, love you. Good game, whatever. Like, the Cowboy. I never felt that from Dallas. I remember John Yurkovich and Reggie White, like Eric Williams and his dirty, like kind of plays, taking guys' knees out. Like, nope. I still can't send Dallas to this day, which I think is hilarious that we are 6-0 in their stadium, never lost a game.
Dude, the Packers own that stadium.
So I did a meme where the golf cart. I've seen the video from the 2011 where the golf cart took out a bunch of people like in the stadium, and I put like the only 2 teams to never lose a game in AT&T Stadium are the Packers and a golf cart. It's just, I love it. It's
So getting back to your cave right here, because I forgot to ask this earlier, but what is your favorite item that you have?
So my favorite item, I would say, is a 2005 playbook that I'm really not supposed to have because there is a disclaimer under the cover, not cover page, whatever, and like 3 pages in. It says, if you have come into contact with this piece of, property, you should call the Green Bay Packers office at blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Like, okay. So it was given to me by someone who saw my collection several years ago, and used to work for the Packers back in 2005 as a PR person, whatever, as I think it was like an internship. Anyway, he's like, I want you to,
Don't say no names.
Well, that was back. So he said that, if you remember, that was back when the regime changed, right? Like Sherman was out, they drafted Rodgers, got everybody, McCarthy was hired. So and he's like, dude, coaches were just handing out like, hey, take mementos, let's take this. And he saw it. He's like, I have a couple of these. I want you to have one. You'd never met me.
Yeah.
So I did some research. I'm looking on the internet. I'm looking on eBay. Does anyone have any playbooks for sale? Like just trying to gauge what's it worth? Nobody. Yeah. It is like the only person I've ever seen on TV with a former playbook is Dan Orlovsky on ESPN. Had his Texans playbook talking about this is what they're learning right now.
Yeah, because if they lose them, they just kill them. I think that's the rule. You got to get the shot over here to Ed the Diver, dude. Ed the Diver, right? He goes off, right? and he cleans up rivers. Now you know Ed the Diver, right? You follow him?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Well, you better follow him.
All
But
right, we'll do.
Ed the Diver, he does great stuff. But one thing about Ed, all right, I want to ask. I saw a post where Ed the Diver, he puts up signs, "This river cleaned by Ed the Diver," and I want to know the first time you see one of those posts in a river that you clean for the second time. You know what I mean? No, but Ed the Diver does some great stuff. He's a good guy. I've met him, and he's like the most genuinely good dude. He does good stuff. Makes content while cleaning up rivers. You know, I make content while drinking beers and talking.
I was gonna say I make content while drinking bourbon and watching like NFL replay. So that's sad.
That's what we do. That's what we do. So all right. So let me get your take, Jordan Love. No problem, Mr. Ed the Diver. But Jordan Love coming into his second football season, first season. You know, the one thing, because like we've been talking about this all offseason. Well, I've been. And everyone who talks about the Packers, it's this time of year where it's like not a lot happening. Nope. You know, all the players are on vacation, they're doing their thing. But let's talk about because Jordan Love, all the criticism that I see about Jordan Love, like, yeah, but at the beginning of the season he wasn't as good at the end. It's like, oh, really? His first year starting, he ended better than he started. That's good. That's a good thing.
That's
what you want.
That's called progression.
That's what you want.
He was their offense was the youngest offense or youngest team in NFL history.
Offense for sure. And like if you go back and watch some of my first podcasts, they were horrible. This one but not as horrible. Dude, that's how things go. You start to get better. People expected him just because he sat behind the bench and just because he's been on the team for so many years. They're like, oh, no, he's not a rookie. Obviously he's not a rookie, but he's also, until you start, you can't learn certain aspects of the game. Like, I wouldn't say the speed, because I feel like practice, they got to be practicing that speed. Yeah. But like when you're in a real situation, like the coaches in your ear, like all that, like there's certain things that I can't even think about.
You can't,
he didn't expect. And then, I never played the game. Yeah. I suck at Madden, bro.
Yeah. You can't, you can't replicate that in practice and training.
Yeah. And then as he got through the season, you know, there was some ups and downs. And that's the thing with Jordan Love in his first year starting, everyone said last year, everyone's like ups and downs. There'd be ups and downs. So when there was downs, everyone's like, what's going on with Jordan Love? Well, we said there'd be ups and downs. Notice how he didn't lose to the Bears.
Yeah.
Notice
that.
His first game as a starter, beat down the Bears.
And
I was worried about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried, but like, just as like because I streamed the games, I was like, man, if the Packers lose to the Bears first game of the season, like I'm done. Like I don't even know because
there was a lot of build up, a lot of hype, like Bears, Packers, Jordan Love first start. Like I don't understand the criticism. I mean, okay, fine. They struggled beginning of the year through most of the the 3 quarters of the year. Great, fine, whatever. He's a first year starter. He's got the youngest offense in the league. I mean, the team's kind of finding its way. People forget. Go back to 2008 when Rodgers was the first year starter. I mean, he did play good. He had a Pro Bowl kind of statistical season. We were 6-10. Coming off NFC Championship.
Yeah, dude, a new quarterback, a new system, trying to get these players to see you as a leader and all that. And not even Jordan Love had young guys, so he's trying to, coach guys out. I'm sure on the fly to a certain degree, not that they're not all studied up, but rookies are.
And if you watch the mannerisms that Rodgers picked up from Favre, and then now Love has picked up from like Rodgers, just kind of his movement and the way he throws or his feet move, you're like, this is really cool.
I think it's interesting because like even Rodgers, I feel like when I first started watching him early in his years, I was like, oh, that's a little bit of Brett Favre in him. But I was like, that doesn't really make sense just from watching because they're not like they're coaching them up, but like they do just from watching take a little bit from their game. And I feel like with Favre, he threw a lot of interceptions. I feel like Rodgers was watching that. It was like, I don't want to do that. I want to protect the football, do everything that's good, but trying to protect the football. So he did. And a lot of times people say, well, he didn't take risks, whatever. But I feel like Jordan Love is going to do the same thing, take some things from Rodgers, maybe he thinks aren't his best attributes. And you're like, all right, let me take the good, but try to block out the bad. Not that Rodgers did a lot bad on the football field. Like he
it was. I mean,
he
he
was a
was
magician.
absolutely, dude. Favre was still my funnest player to ever watch because it was like you could relate to Favre. Like, hey man, Thanksgiving Day, we're going to play some ball, and you throw around like Favre, right? Rodgers is like he's so calculated.
Yeah, he's so
You know,
precision. Like
it was almost, I would say boring, but it was just like, hey, he's not.
It was
so
good.
5 picks.
Rodgers was like the first quarterback that played better than I'm able to play in Madden. Where I was like, I make his numbers worse. You know what I mean? I do want to give another shout out over here to Ed the Diver. See people chiming in over here. Ed the Diver says, we got a tailgate together this season. I'll bring the cheese. We definitely do. We gotta head over to the Nicolay Law tailgate spot. You know what I mean? I do want to give a shout out to Nicolay Law. I don't think I did it yet over here. But I got the hat. I should have been wearing the hat the whole time. But Nicolay Law, big shout out to them. You ever get hurt in an accident and the insurance companies are trying to scam you? Check out Nicolay Law. You know what I mean? You don't need Better Call Saul. You just need Nicolay Law. I should make the commercials over there. You know what I mean? But no, Russ is the man.
That's good. I like that.
All right, so let's get back to some football talk. All right, so the wide receiver situation. All right, all the wide receivers. I love this wide receiver group. I got nailed because I made a video a couple weeks ago and I mentioned like a lot of receivers. I didn't mention Wicks. I think Wicks is an absolute stud. I feel like anybody on this wide receiver group could have a day any day. We don't need a wide receiver one. Everyone's talking about wide receiver. I mean, they have one. There's going to be one on the depth chart. There's going to be a name there for one. Yeah. All right. It's probably going to be Watson. Who I don't care. To me, it doesn't matter because it's not just now. It's kind of always been the Packers' way. I mean, obviously with Devontae, you had certain guys, but like the Packers' way is always the West Coast offense. You know,
look back at 96,
that's kind of like
right?
what it is. Yeah, they kind of spread the ball around. There's times when they had stars and they had to when you have a Devontae Adams, you have to game plan to get him the ball. That's just what you got to do. But like the Packers not having like that for sure number one veteran guy that's just like that guy. He's on everyone's list and he's all that. Now they can just sprinkle the ball around. Like all these guys can be that dude. So, Reed can go for 100 yards this week. Next week, it might be Wicks. Like how deep is your secondary? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So,
like I said,
let me get your thoughts on this wide receiver group while I drink.
Oh, this is great. I mean, we're just going to piggyback off last year, right? So you don't have I don't know if you saw, I made a comment or a tweet basically saying, who needs a number one when you have 5 number twos? Because you don't know who to cover, right? Like,
that's a great comment. Devontae is still open. I'm telling you, Devontae is always open. I don't care. I mean, it depends who the quarterback is, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's funny going from like the 2022 divisional game against the Niners where Rodgers was just, he only threw to Devontae Adams and Jones. I think he had like 2 passes to Lazard, and that was it. And that was like, man. And anyway, but now we don't have a number one guy, right? Which is completely overblown anyway. The media and NFL network.
Oh yeah, it's
BS. Like,
dude,
now it's like they don't know who to cover.
They got to find something to talk about, so that's what they'll do.
I know, it's off. It's the slow part of the season or off season, so I get it. But man, we got guys. Those are tight ends.
Oh yeah, Kraft, Musgrave. But I do want to say big shout to Sterling Sharp. At the Divers that bring back Sterling Sharp. Dude, Sterling Sharp. I saw that I shared a reel from Aaron Nagler talking about Sterling Sharp needs to be in the Hall of Fame. The reason I shared that is because I feel that so much, but I can't say words as good as Aaron Nagler does.
He's very articulate, which is
he's very
articulate.
He's smarter than me. That's what it is.
Yeah,
he remembers.
He knows. Stuff. Yeah, I think, dude. I made a comment on his post and then shared it and said basically, I don't know if you know how Deion Sanders feels about the Hall of Fame now, and he's very like the Hall of Fame voting has gone off the rails as far as what you should look at some of his comments. They're funny. It's like no. There should be a hallway with my bust and then some other bust like in a B hallway, right? Like with some of the players they voted in. I'm not knocking the players, but it's like, how is like one of these guys is Sterling Sharp? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Terrell Davis is a prime example of
there's guys with less years.
He played less years than Sterling Sharp and was just as big of an impact, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Is it because he won 2 Super Bowls? Probably, but that's not Sharp's fault. He was hurt before. Green Bay we would have won in 97 if he was still healthy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like
my thing about the Hall of Fame is like, can you tell the story of the Hall of Fame or the story of the NFL without mentioning this person? And I don't feel like Sterling Sharp, like they can in those years, like those first Brett Favre years, even with Don Mikowski, like Sterling Sharp was lighting it up. He was like the top receiver.
Yeah.
And
so Sanders said, he quoted basically, if you change the game, you're in. Like, sorry.
That's what it is. It's kind of the same thing. If you change the game, if the NFL story can't be told without you, even like for that year, like you do this, or obviously you want to be more than 1 year, but like you can't tell the story of that season without this guy, because he was a top receiver.
Yeah,
like he was the guy everyone's talking about all year. So if it's 3 or 4 years. I feel like I feel like Sterling Sharp definitely needs to be in there. He was that dude, and everyone knows that if he would have continued, like he was matching Jerry Rice.
He was done. He was gonna. Yeah,
he was that dude.
It's like even Favre said, he goes, "My first several years in the league, I just threw it to him."
Yeah, because
I knew he was like, and that's true from Favre. He's like, "I'm just gonna throw it to him. He's gonna catch it."
Yeah,
like,
just
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sterling Sharp is an absolute. It's ridiculous that he's not. All right, so let's talk about the Packers defense. All right. Every year I get hyped up about the Packers defense. Every year I yell they're going to be top 5. And most years that's a lie. It just doesn't happen. And you don't need a top 5 defense to win the whole thing. No. I just like to yell top 5 because why not? You know what I mean? But I always have high hopes for the defense. So they have the players. Like right now, I don't take out the defensive coordinator. We'll talk about him for a minute, but like, Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, Van Ness, like they got some linebackers, they Kenny Clark up front. They got a new safety, like they drafted defense. I feel like this defense
got McKinney,
they filled in some spots. It sounds like the new defensive coordinator, he wants to get after the quarterback. I want quarterbacks to fear playing the Packers. Let's get back to some 70s and 80s football, but within the rules, because you can't go full 70s and 80s. They probably get arrested.
Dude, I loved Halfley's press. I mean, I kind of echo like what Nagler said about
copy him.
Like I try not to get too excited. Just let him.
Dude, I can't. I get excited.
I know. Halfley's press conference is awesome because it was such a 180 from Joe Barry. Joe Barry just kind of I had a hot dog at halftime. It was great.
Dude. Joe Barry seems like. He might live in Michigan.
And then you get Jeff Halfley up there like we're gonna blitz 15 guys every play. I don't care. Like we're just gonna go after the quarterback. You're like, all right, I like
the quarterback, bro. No, Preston Smith, dude. We can't have Preston Smith covering wide receivers like Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah,
that was the funniest thing. He's covering, and he held his own. Preston Smith held his own. You show some respect.
He did. That was good.
He did hold his own up.
He should play quarter. He should get quarter spots.
But like Rashawn Gary too. Like Rashawn Gary is like one of the most dialed in people I've ever seen. Like I always say this. I don't mean to like just to bring up that I did a video with Rashawn Gary, but when I was there and like we were talking, like he was dialed in then. Like he wasn't even there.
Dude,
we were all doing this. We're all having fun, but like he was like, I got practice.
Yeah,
I can't sit around and eat pizza all day, and I was just like, I'll eat it. Well, you know what I mean? I'll eat that. Rashawn Gary, like every video you see, like he's locked in. Like this dude, he eats, breathes. I mean, I'm sure he's got family life and he does, family stuff. But like he's so dialed in. Rashawn Gary, I think, is
I love it. Well, he did that video where he was working out with some of the guys like with the doing the drills and with the Russian, the dummies, and NFL Network comment, or I think he did an interview with NFL Network and asked him questions about, hey, enjoy your time off for training camp, and he's like, nah, man, Super Bowls are won now, not during the season. Like,
dude, that's why
the guys are off eating, burgers and hanging out and drinking. I'm in here working. Like,
Yeah, I think he was talking about me. I just had a burger. I'm drinking. I'm on vacation though, technically. You
well,
know
yeah,
what I mean?
but you're not.
this is
It's
supposed to
okay.
do.
You're not taking the field in September, so we're good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they don't. They never offered me an invite to that. Actually, they asked me to stay away just as like even. I'm a reporter, bro.
Oh, I love it.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm excited about this team. I'm excited. I think we'll see what the special teams does. The new kickoff rule. What do you think about that? Do you think that's going to help the Packers, or you think
So
obviously it's going to hurt some, help some, depending on what?
So my opinion is totally based off Keyshawn Nix's like post, right?
Yeah,
he was like,
he's excited. Yeah,
because I'd never seen it before. I don't watch the XFL or you. I mean,
I didn't see it. I watched some highlights to kind of see what it was. It almost seems like from what smart people who are smarter than us, or at least me for sure. I don't know you like that. You might be a genius for all I know. But they said it's kind of like a running play.
Yeah.
So like,
I would
you kind of get the ball and the guys are there, so you get the blocking up quick. So it's not like so scattered up there. Like they're all right here. So
it's all about that impact. Guys running down the field.
If Keyshawn Nixon is happy about it, then I'm happy about it because I don't have to do it.
That's exactly. So I was like, okay,
but
as good as here.
As good as it is for the Packers, like return wise, I mean, they got to defend it too. So other guys are going to have that same mentality. So I think it's going to be a wait and see. And for people who actually watch the XFL and watch it close, I wasn't one of those people. Like I watch, like, I think football's football. I like back in the day when they had NFL Europe and it was on during the off season, right? And then Packer guy out there every now and again, it wouldn't matter. It'd be like a left tackle. You'd be like, that's my guy right there. I'm locked in on him.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about. That guy does well. I like that. You can watch it.
Yeah, you had guys like Kurt Warner and what's the guy from the Steelers? Man.
I mean, there was a couple people that came out.
Yeah, there was really good players that
and they would
had Hall of Fame careers, so you could follow them. But now it's just kind of like, I get it. I mean, guys make practice squads, whatever. I mean, whatever.
I'm down with the XFL or whatever type of football league. Like I haven't really seen any. I don't think it's on right now. But I think that they definitely need to get a league that's on during the offseason and let guys, I feel like, that are on the fringe, like third guys, go play. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's tough because you don't want to get hurt. And then if you have a contract with them or whatever.
Yeah, that's
NFL Europe was a different thing. Like, I don't know. But I like football. I'll watch it year round. Like, give me another league. You know what I mean?
Dude, I watch NFL Net. Like, I will watch. So now's the point of the season before the kind of team highlight videos come out from last year. Or I'll sit there and watch, like, Packers replay games from like 93.
Dude, I'm actually thinking about doing a thing. I don't think I can do it on Facebook, but I can do it on YouTube. Because on YouTube, you can you could show YouTube videos. It's not copyright. If you make it kind of, so I'm thinking about watching like old games that are on YouTube, but I don't think I can do it on Facebook because Facebook might hit me with copyrights. Okay. But just stream old games and talk about, maybe have someone like,
dude, I love it.
And just talk about the games, you know what I mean?
Dude, I love it. Especially the ones that I went to, like, I can see on TV now because I was in the stands, drinking beer and having fun, but now I get to watch it on television.
What's up, Chris? Thanks for the comment. He says, checking in from Boise. Much love, Matt. Sup, Lambeau Leo. Dude, Lambeau Leo is in the house. We're gonna get him to have his own podcast soon. But so how many games do you think that you've been to?
Oh man, over 30, but most of them are away.
Over 30.
Yeah, most of them are away.
What's the coolest game you've been like to?
4. Oh, coolest game? That was the 2010 Giants at Packers, right? We had to win the last 2 to get into the playoffs, and then our Super Bowl run. I was living up there, and I'm like, man, the season doesn't look good. Rodgers had a concussion. We just lost to the Patriots. And I was like, you know what? Nah, we're going. And, man, we smoked them and then just kept like, oh, man, it was so fun.
That's the thing. With Super Bowl rides for most teams, not the Patriots, but, like, most times, like, think of all those great Packers teams the Packers had.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl in 96 when they probably – a lot of people didn't. They had a lot of injuries that year.
Oh
like
they were
going through stuff.
Gone, yeah.
So they were. I don't think they. I wasn't. I was kind of young. I was like 16. I wasn't paying attention. I was partying. going to school and being a good student, doing homework and whatnot. But I would assume that they weren't like favorites going into the playoffs. Like they weren't like, oh, they're done. They're injured. The same thing in 2010, 2011 when they went into that playoffs. They just lighted up. Aaron Rodgers had like one of the great playoff games against the Falcons.
Oh man,
beat the Bears in the championship game, which was a beautiful thing that no one talks about enough. I feel like
I know
the Packers had to beat the Bears, and dude, you know how much that would hurt my soul if the Packers were in the NFC Championship game against the Bears or the Vikings, or I guess the Lions. Now we could throw them in there, and then they ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they forget about that. I would
throw myself down a case of stairs.
So I have the Milwaukee, or is it the Green Bay? Yeah, the Green Bay Press Gazette.
Yeah,
newspaper clipping. I have it up in my cave. So anytime a Bears fan really wants to get, oh man, you guys suck, whatever. Oh, okay, that's fine. Here, look at this. Does this? How does this make you feel? Does this trigger you?
BJ Raji, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, BJ Raji. You say that name, dude. Bears fans just go into hiding, dude. That Bears page on Facebook that gives us so much content. It's like the worst page. God. I'm not even sure it's a real Bears fan. I think it's
the
country that's just saying some stuff.
Yeah,
because they're like Packer fans are scared. It's total clickbait, but I fall for it. People tag me in it every single day. Like if you check any other posts, go through the comments. I guarantee you're going to see my name somewhere.
So I try not to give them too much, and then I'll copy it and I'll meme it and then I'll post it on my page, so they don't even know where it came from. It's just like, oh my god, Bears fans are ridiculous. Like this is stupid. Like, oh well, it's Bears fans give me the most material daily. Like
they do. I want to give a shout out real quick to the Green Bay guy. He said, he sent me all the Green Bay Press Gazette papers from that postseason, which is funny because I sent them to him. And I didn't save any for myself because I don't think he was living in Green Bay yet. That was right before he moved. He was young then. Green Bay guy's not that old, and and I don't have those papers. I know I saved it. I probably have them in a box somewhere. It might be in my attic somewhere, but I'd like to get those framed if I ever find them. But I'm glad I got them to him. Someone more responsible than me. He was like 17 at the time. I don't even know how old he was. But shout out to Ben. He's my man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I love the Green Bay guy. Yeah, he's great.
This is a fun. Carol said, "Let's show Carol's comment." She said, "I wet my pants when Raji ran that ball in." That was like insanity, and just even the replay. Anytime I see that Raji replay, it just makes me so happy.
I see a lot of it.
When people say like, "Go to your happy place." Like that's it. Yeah. That interception, it was just it was a beautiful thing.
I think I jumped through my uncle's roof and we were watching. I was living in Janesville, right? Like we're all family. We're watching the living room, and then I was sitting on the couch, completely just zoned in, and then I jumped, and then my aunt looked to the left, and I was gone. She's like, "Where did he go?" And I literally jumped over the coffee table. I jumped like 6 feet in the
air. I've never done that.
I don't know how I did that. That was awesome. But that was
when you were in that thing. We got a comment here from Andy. Leo, I feel better seeing your real face before I meet you. I'm glad you don't really look like a serial killer. No, you don't. But you know what you look like, Leo? I'll just tell Andy right here. Looks like if given the opportunity, he could be a serial killer. You look, you're kind of beefed up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Cut off thing,
I mean, this is a 15-year-old shirt. You never know. I can't afford new clothes, but yeah, Andy's going to come. Actually, Andy's a local guy in Maryland. He's going to come down and check out the collection this weekend. So I've been chatting it up with him, and it'd be the first person outside of, kind of the followers to come see the collection as it is now, So
next time I have you on, what we should do is get you so we can walk around your cave a little bit.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
We'll save that for next time. We'll
absolutely
give him something. You got to leave him something wanting more. You know what I mean?
Okay, man.
Who is that behind you though?
Oh, that's his nickname's the Silver Surfer, but that's Nick Perry. That's Nick Perry's game used jersey from I think 2017. and then the pants are Whitehead. What was his first name? Yeah. So
I don't
that's
remember either, but I do know who you're talking about.
Yep. Or Jermaine Whitehead. Jermaine had Whitehead's pants. Nick Perry's jersey, and that's a real helmet. But I nicknamed him the Silver Surfer.
The Silver Surfer.
My girlfriend and my daughter are terrified of it, but sorry, dude.
Dude, what are you gonna do? My wife used to get scared because I used to have, at training camp, you get like those players' heads on sticks.
Yeah.
So my truck, I put them in the back window. And then my wife, whenever she went to back up, she'd look and there'd be like 3 dudes staring at her.
Nice.
I'm like, get them out of here. They keep staring me because, you're not expecting to look at a face.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got Aaron Jones staring you down. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it.
So we'll give a few more shout outs in the comments and we're going to wrap this thing up. What's up, Stevie? He says, Matt, your basement is huge. This is not actually my basement. This is the atrium. I don't have it set up yet, but I think you knew that. But I wish my basement was the Packers atrium. You know what I mean? Over at Lambeau Field. I'd take it. They don't even. I don't think that they would actually let me just go in there and lounge around, start doing a podcast.
What if maybe you and I together one day we'll take all my stuff and we'll just like truck it in.
Yeah, put it over there. And we'll talk to Wes Hodgkowitz. I feel like he's got some pull over there at Lambeau. You know what I mean? Like, let us set up in the middle of the atrium.
Absolutely.
But everyone who's watching, anyone who's listening, and I do want to say for anyone who's listening on the podcast, I did a great episode with Aaron Nagler. I didn't put it on the audio podcast because my audio was crappy. I didn't have everything set up right. Hopefully I do today. But I felt like it was a great conversation. I just don't want to put on the audio. People who are listening on headphones or in their car or whatever, it's just going to be crappy but on YouTube, it's not so bad. So check it out if you haven't checked it out. And Aaron Nagler's the man. You know what I mean? Really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he's like one person that like I agree with most his football takes. Like
I sit in my basement.
Like I feel like we're the same person as far as like what we think football. I very rarely where he says something and I'm just like, I don't know about that.
He is my I will I can't catch his stuff, most of his stuff live. I'm still at work or whatever, but I will replay like his daily, Cheesehead chat. Yeah, Packers Daily, and just sit in the basement and just listen and drink. And it's like, that's my kind of like, that's my reset for the day. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Bourbon, nags, collect like basement. It's all.
He does good stuff. So be sure to check out my my YouTube channel to see that chat. I think it's on Facebook too, but it's easier to find on YouTube. They categorize stuff better. But everyone, be sure to check out Lambeau Leo. We will do this again. You'll give a tour of your whole basement.
Absolutely.
Your whole crew. I will never give a tour of my basement. Nobody wants to see it. Everyone's seen that 70s show. It's a basement slightly worse than that. But Lambeau Leo, you do a great job over there on Facebook, Instagram, all the places. Everyone loves Lambeau Leo. You do the
Thanks,
meme
man.
slayer. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
Go
it,
Pack Go. Everyone, be sure to check them out. And we are out of here. Go Pack Go, people. Much love. I'm on vacation.